Hey everybody, welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get into those pitches, hit that subscribe button, join Ninja Nation. If you love baseball, you're doing yourself a favor. So hit subscribe, and without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Nestor Cortes, Nasty Nestor, who had 7 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings. His ERA right now, 1.5. He's been so good all season. Nestor outdueled Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani did have this 101-mile-an-hour fastball, but didn't have his best stuff yesterday. Jameson Taillon took a perfect game into the 8th inning. Needless to say, he had his fastball, changeup, and breaking ball all working. He had 5 Ks in those 8 innings and has been really stepping it up recently. During the Yankees doubleheader, we did have an umpire turn a ground ball double play into a single. Not the usual way by blowing a call, but he actually got hit by the ball. Man down. I mean, it's funny as long as no one gets hurt, and he had a good sense of humor about it. Alex Wood had 5 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, and I love this home plate view of his 93-mile-an-hour sinker. The Marlins were experimenting with camera angles, and this is a winner. The fans deserve a home plate view of these pitches. Alex Cueto had this dirty slider sword. Sean Manaea had 8 strikeouts in 6 one-run innings, and threw this wicked slider that even he enjoyed. You can see him nodding his head up and down, kind of like it was Sean Manaea bobblehead day. Tony Gonsolin had 5 strikeouts in 6 scoreless innings thanks to his wicked splitters and sliders. The crazy Catman's been outstanding all season. He's now 6-0 with a 1.59 ERA. Johnny Cueto had this messing with timing windup and then threw this nasty front door 2-seamer and had a little skip K-strut. Graham Ashcraft, who I've never featured before, had this mean slider and gave up only 1 run in 7 innings. His ERA this season, 1.53. He's quietly been really good. Corey Kluber had this sick 81-mile-an-hour breaking ball with 20 inches of horizontal break. Adrian Hauser had this nasty 94-mile-an-hour sinker. I mean, look how much sink that pitch has. Although not quite as much sink as his entire body had here when he fell down during a pitch. I decided to match Hauser up with his teammate Brent Suter, who fell a couple of years ago, and you can see their mechanics on the fall pretty identical. But Suter's landing is flawless. So if I were Hauser, I'd put in a few more PFPs. Pitcher falling practice. Boo. Alek Manoah continued his run this year as a Cy Young contender with 5 strikeouts in 7 innings thanks to these filthy sliders. Here's an overlay of his slider and fastball. You can see why hitters are basically guessing. Manoah is 6-1 this year with a 1.98 ERA. But my filthiest pitcher yesterday, that was Sandy Alcantara. Sandy is filthy. Check out this 94-mile-an-hour changeup. I mean, the Marlins' high-velocity changeups are a thing. You might remember yesterday I featured Edward Cabrera, who had a 96-mile-an-hour changeup the other day. Sandy's slider was also filthy, and he had this slider that broke the wrong way. Yep, this slider actually ran 4 inches arm side. I mean, what are you going to do? Even if you guess the right pitch, you don't know which way it's going to break. Sandy has done this before. I don't think it's intentional, but I think it happens when his spin axis of his slider just gets off a little bit and it breaks the wrong way. His sinker, or 2-seamer, was also devastating. Here's a 98-mile-an-hour 2-seamer with 20 inches of run, and on his 104th pitch, he threw a 100.4-mile-an-hour 2-seamer with 18 inches of run. Yeah, it was below the zone, and he got a little gift from the umpire, but it was his 104th pitch and throwing over 100 miles an hour. He deserves a little gift. He had 8 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up no runs. His ERA on the season, 1.81. He is squarely in the middle of the Cy Young hunt. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Yoan Duran had this filth. 102 miles an hour with a splinker and wicked breaking balls. That's just not fair. Jimmy the Human Glitch Herget had his nasty stuff working, and I love here with David Cohn picking up on the Human Glitch nickname. I love when nicknames I randomly think of stick.
That's why his nickname, because of that delivery, is the Human Glitch. It's almost like there's a glitch on your screen right when he releases the baseball.
Clay Holmes, who needs a nickname, continued to be dominant, extending his scoreless inning streak with these bowling ball 99-mile-an-hour and 100-mile-an-hour sinkers and his wicked slider. His ERA on the season, .35. He is undoubtedly one of the best relievers in baseball. Lastly, Brusdar Graterol had this 101-mile-an-hour sinker with 17 inches of run and this nasty cutter to get the sort of the day. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. The fun police have arrived.
Opportunity tonight to really open this game. Oh, there we go.
Sure.